Hola, dear students. I hope you are doing very fine. I am recording this video to help you understand better how the Dele A1 is going to happen for the oral examinations that you are about to take. Please forgive me because it has been a difficult week where I have been applying the Dele for different levels in TFS. So let's go. As you can see here, it says prueba de expresión e interacción orales, so which means that you need to express yourselves in Spanish and also interact. And you are going to see what is that about. So we have tres tareas, three different tasks. En tarea número 1, it says presentación personal for about 1 or 2 minutes. Then, tarea número 2, exposición de un tema 2 o 3 minutos. Y en tarea número 3, conversación con el entrevistador. So it's here when you will have to do that interaction, okay? Because here we have conversación. So you will need to make that conversation with the person that is interviewing you. And muy importante, chicos, here it says, para la preparación de la tarea 1 y 2, you have 10 minutos before you begin. So for both of these, okay? It doesn't mean 10 minutos for tarea 1 and 10 minutos for tarea 2. No, you have in total 10 minutos to prepare for both of these. And here I have to make a pause because I really want you to be there on time. So let me show you what time you should be. Of course, you will get it. But here in my screen, you can also see that you have 2 different times or hours. So, for example, for Megan, who is the first one, it says hora preparación. So, this preparación is the 10 minutes that they are talking about here. Okay? 10 minutos antes. So, antes meaning before la prueba. So, Megan, for example, she has to be very punctually at 8:30, a las 8:30. So, they are even giving you the opportunity of more time. You can see 15 minutos, chicos. But please don't be late, because if you are late, you are losing time of preparation. Don't disregard that. So once this time is over, then your exam is going to begin in a different room. You see, in this room, 305, it's the preparación, and then room 303, it's the exam. So please be attentive at this preparation time, where you actually have to be already there in front of the door, not leaving wherever you are, in front of room 305. And at this time, in front of room 303. Great. So now, we are going to see for each tarea. This material, chicos, you are going to have it, okay? Okay, that day it's going to be in front of you. Great. So, tarea 1. It says presentación personal. So, you have to introduce yourselves here. So, you can, of course, make a pause and then read all the instructions. The exam maybe is not going to be exactly as I am showing you here, but very similar. So, make pauses and then read in Spanish so you don't lose time when you are preparing there. Okay, read all of this. But technically, so you would have to prepare during 2 minutos, about nombre, edad, nacionalidad, lugar donde vive, profesión, carácter, so how you are, y los idiomas que tú hablas, chicos, español, italiano, etc. Let's take a look en un ejemplo. So here, por ejemplo, Steve, él dice, hola, me llamo Steve, yo soy estadounidense, so from the US, hablo inglés y poquito de español. So this is going to be great that you say, poquito de español, poquito de español. Please write it down. It is absolutely worth it to write things so before you do the test. Tengo 21 años, so you are a lot younger than this person. You are maybe tengo 13 años or tengo 14 años o 12 años y vivo en, so you can say Toronto. Me gusta, so what you like, la comida mexicana. Muy bien, Steve, viva México. Venezolana y cubana. El español es un idioma muy interesante. Okay, so this is just an example. Remember that they are expecting you to say, to talk about your, so he said about these 3, but also, oh no, he said about the 4, but also, so estudios. So you can say, estudio en TFS. Por ejemplo, yo voy a escribir aquí. Estudio en TFS. You can add, me gusta mucho mi escuela. Or you could say, mi escuela, or TFS, es muy interesante y grande, por ejemplo, okay? And then, so you could also add estudio nivel 1. And maybe you could say, mi materia favorita es, but very briefly, because they are not asking you here to do it. So it is appreciated, but the most important, it's not that it's complicated, but that it's understandable. So now, personalidad. So you can say, soy una persona muy simpática, amable, generosa, deportista. You could say, soy una persona muy estudiosa, for example. Estudiosa, trabajadora, so qui travaille beaucoup, trabajadora, ok. Estudiosa, qui étudie beaucoup. Gentil. So among all of these, try to use as simple as you can. Always remember that. Don't try to impress anybody. Just easy. Feliz, soy una persona feliz, optimista. You could say activa. Yes, okay. And then lenguas que habla. So here you could say, yo hablo inglés, francés. So maybe I was going to say brasileño. No. Portugués, italiano, chino, no sé, coreano, or whichever language you speak. Or you could also say un poquito de. O un poco de. It's the same, chicos. Un poquito de, un poco de. And then you say, of course, español, or if you speak any other language, like un poco de ruso. Tac, 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 tac. Okay? Great. So this, remember, you will need to talk about Dos minutos, 2 minutos. So here, no interruptions, chicos. We are going to say thank you when you are done. 2 minutos. So practice this. I will also leave you this so you can maybe make a pause here and you can read all the examples here. But don't forget, okay, to also talk about all the topics that they are asking you. So this prepare. Okay. Siguiente. So next. For tarea. Oh, this is still tarea 1. But in tarea 1, we already prepared, like I already showed you. But you will also have this paper with you. Okay? So for the notes that you are taking in the preparation room, the amazing news is that you can bring those notes to the exam room. So you cannot read them, but you can take a look into the notes by some moments. So this can help you a lot. So please be organized with the notes that you are taking. Okay, great. So now, tarea 2. So here I am making a pause so you can again read, please, in español, all of these explanations so you are ready for that. You understand it, very good. Okay, so, but what it says is that you have to talk during 2 a 3 minutos, and this is very similar to what we did in class for the summative. So you will be giving a paper like this with main topic, and then you will need to choose 3 opciones, okay? 3. So remember, you will need to talk about 2 o 3 minutos. So for here, please take a look at what you already did for the summative assessment in my class, because it's very similar. So here, even though it says mi semana, so my week, as you can see, it's very related to the daily routine that you prepared, and all topics for this exam are going to be about that, which means the transportations that you use, for example, to go to school, the sports, what you do in your spare time, tus comidas favoritas. So for this, maybe you can remember the word desayuno, which means breakfast. Comida, it's for the lunch. And la cena, it's for dinner. Or you can say, if you want to put it as a verb, yo ceno, yo desayuno. So here you are talking all the time with yo. And yo in español will end in o, okay? And here, yo como. So for lunch, you can say, if you wanted to use a verb, yo como. Yo ceno, yo como. Oh, sorry, yo desayuno. Desayuno. That is a verb. I take breakfast. Okay, so it ends in o. Remember when you are talking about yo. So it's like yo o, yo o. Okay, great. So take a look in what you already prepared. And then, so for this task number 2, remember that you also prepared during the preparation time. You need to be preparing for both tarea 1 y tarea 2 in the preparation time. So, okay, be wise with your time. So you take the notes and you can also bring them into the examination room, which is perfect. But you take a look into the what you prepared for the summative, but also write it again. Not only read it, please write it again, because it helps the brain to better grasp the ideas. Okay, and now, tarea 3. So for the tarea 3, chicos, this is the interaction part. And for this, please also make a pause, read well what it says. And what technically they are saying that you have no preparation time for this. And you are about to hear some preguntas or questions from the examinator. So they are going to ask you something related to what you just said here. Okay? So yeah, nothing new. Just about what you said, but you have to deep into that. So for this, you can also make a pause here and understand all of these questions, because these are questions words that are going to be useful. For example, well, I am going to say which ones are worth it. ¿Dónde? So where. ¿Cuántos años? ¿Cuánto? Which it means how many or how much, the word cuánto. So here it's cuántos because it's in plural, but cuánto, it means how many, how much. ¿Qué? So what? I am only telling you those that are worth it. So for this, it's all, but you should also know, for example, cuándo. So cuándo, it means when. Cuándo, por qué, cómo, which means how. Yes. And you don't need to answer with like complete phrases. You can just answer what they are asking you. But if you also, this is a tip, if you feel like you are lacking ideas, you can repeat the beginning of the question, and then that will give you like more time. Okay? So, no, you know what? No, forget about that advice. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just answer the information. Don't repeat what they said, because in Spanish, as you know, the conjugation is going to change. So, for example, if I ask you, ¿dónde vives? You cannot say, oh, yo donde vivo, ¿dónde vives? No. That won't work. So don't repeat the question. Don't do that, because it's also a mistake that a lot of you did for the summative. A lot of people were repeating the question that I asked, and it makes no sense in Spanish because we have a different conjugation for the answers. So don't do that. Just give the information that they are asking you. Okay, so this is it. Thank you. Muchas gracias, chicos. That is all. If you have any questions, let me know. And felicidades. Congratulations. I am very proud of you, of your families that are supporting you in all of this. And adiós. Hasta luego. Gracias, chicos. Good luck. Buena suerte. You got this. You can do it.